So I'm not sure if I'm being pranked or not right now, but there's a little rumor going around that Bethesda have just dropped a new, like, Fallout 76 Atlantic City DLC video. I'm not completely too sure. To be honest, guys, I'm going into this with a complete blind reaction, just like Stevie Wonder in Superstition, or just in his whole life. I don't know why I pointed out one song that he was blind in, because I'm pretty sure he's been blind for all of his songs. Yeah, that's my bad, lads. That's an error on my part. But today, again, we got a Fallout 76 Atlantic City video. I don't know what they're going to talk about. I don't know if this is like an update, a progress video, Jesus Christ. It might just be a video about Starfield at this rate, and they've just put Fallout 76 on it. Haha, get pranked. Todd Howard's pranking us more, so I don't know. We're going to watch this together, because we're going to truly see what's going on, because I genuinely have no clue myself. So here is the video, and we'll watch it together. Fallout 76 Atlantic City. I'm not sure if I'm being pranked with this, but we've got a 14-minute long video to react to, guys. So strap in. We've got the Fallout 76 Atlantic City Boardwalk Paradise Developer Diary Part 1. So they're doing more parts to this, like Bridget Jones' Diary. Let's get into this. Let's see what's going on. Got some designers.
Welcome back to another Fallout 76 Developer Deep Dive. I'm your host, Lady Devitt, and I'm joined by a few of our Fallout 76 developers here. We've got Senior Quest Designer Ellis Tan.
What's his background?
Hello there.
Or her.
And Lead Quest Designer Josh Moretto.
That's my bad, lads.
And returning to our Dev Dives is our Lead Monetization Designer, James Phillips.
Howdy.
Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy dev schedules. We know you have a lot going on in preparation for Atlantic City. So, since we have a lot of information to cover with this update, we're just going to jump right into it. And in fact, there's so much to cover on Atlantic City that we're going to break this into 2 different segments for you guys. So this part 1 of our Atlantic Deep Dive, let's go right into it. So, first off, we are so excited
it's like a
to
podcast.
Head to a brand new location. Out of all of the locations that we could have possibly chosen in the Fallout universe, what made Atlantic City stand out to you?
When we introduced expeditions to Fallout 76, we started with the Pit.
I like this dude's mic.
Classic fan favorite.
I don't know why.
Which we felt would feel very distinct from the woods and hills of Appalachia. Everyone wanted to revisit the Pit. But when we looked to our next location, we want something that would feel as different from the Pit as the Pit did from Appalachia. And
that's sick.
As a native New Jerseyan, I'd been hoping for a long time that we'd get a chance to introduce my home state to Fallout for the first time, and Atlantic City was the perfect opportunity for this.
Quick segue, since you just said that that's your home state. Josh, what does Atlantic City look like in-game versus what you're used to in real life?
It's a lot more rundown.
Holy shit.
Which I think is understandable in the post.
That looks like a bit like Inner Boston.
It's been through a lot.
There's a lot of like green life here.
The glitz and glamour of America's Playground is somewhat worse for wear, let's say.
So speaking of like how run down it is and everything, what happened to Atlantic City during the Great War, and how did that shape it into the location that we're about to explore?
We're getting new law. Oxorn's probably creaming his pants right now.
No place was untouched by the Great War, but Atlantic City weathered better than most. It was a tourist destination. It had no real military or strategic value, so it wasn't a direct target when the bombs fell. And combined with some good disaster preparedness, it helped keep things together in the aftermath. By the time our players traveled there, Atlantic City has reached a tenuous stability, with varying of its groups working together grudgingly to keep it as functional a place to live as.
Quintino's it is.
Unlike a lot of settlements that we've seen in Fallout and in 76, this is a place where people are living, have entertainments, functional power, water.
Oh, it looks sick, man. It looks like Far Harbor a bit.
So Ellis, tell us, how does Atlantic City compare to Expeditions in the Pit?
Atlantic City is coming in 2 content releases. The first release includes 2 expeditions, very similar to the Pit. And the second release includes one more expedition, as well as a variety of quests that you can do in Atlantic City.
What?
And you will be
Hold on. We need a replay on
tell
this.
us how.
In 2 content releases. The first release includes 2 expeditions, very similar to the Pit. And the second release includes one more expedition, as well as a variety of quests that you can do in Atlantic City. And you will be able to explore Atlantic City freely outside of expedition, like sort of the traditional expedition content that we know of from the Pit.
So can you tell us about the residents of Atlantic City? Are there any new characters or factions that we can expect to meet?
I'm writing notes down for the video.
Atlantic City is held together by 3 main factions. We have the municipal government.
We got 3 factions in the Pit.
Who are keeping the power and lights and food working in Atlantic City. We have the organized crime rackets of the family, our sort of mobster organization. And then we've got a very chaotic, kind of crazy bunch of guild of entertainers known as the Showmen. Each of them controls something vital.
Something like the nuclear world a bit. I feel like those
tenuous stability.
Groups of people.
The government, as I said, keeps the power and water flowing. The family controls all of the vice, the gambling, the booze, the chems that, people in the post-apocalypse kind of need to get through the day. And then the showmen run all of the entertainments, and those range from mundane, stage performances, music, and singers and so forth, all the way to deadly games of chance and high-risk game shows that the desperate of
the
Atlantic
second
City
faction
can
I
take
feel
part
like
in,
sounds like the most interesting
chance
to me,
make
to be
a better
honest.
life for
The
themselves and
families.
experience a bit of the high life.
So on the topic of stories, can you tell us a little bit about what is the story taking us to Atlantic City? Like, what kind of stakes are at play? What kind of choices are we going to be able to make?
There's a few different stories happening. Each of our 3 expeditions invites you to work closely with one of the 3 factions and help them achieve one of their primary goals. So, for example, the family is all about keeping the money flowing. They're not afraid to use these cutthroat business tactics, including cooking the books to avoid paying taxes and paychecks to the other factions. So you have angry showmen and municipal auditors barging into the casino looking for their dues.
Is that dude wearing Preston Garvey's outfit?
And in our story content, our quest content, we get to explore the deeper consequences of what these factions are doing and of the indulgences that people are taking in the city. There is this highly exclusive designer drug known as Devil's Blood being traded in the upper echelons.
What the hell?
So how does the Devil's Blood affect somebody who gets addicted to it? What happens if you cross the family or the showman? We have a main story, which is a very personal story about a family who has come to Appalachia on the run from Atlantic City. So the player will
Are they trying to run from one of the
deal with some
factions?
of the consequences they're facing and make choices affecting the family members' perspectives and where they end up at the end of the story.
In addition, in contrast to the Pit, where it was sort of an all-out war for survival between the fanatics and the Union, with the sort of extra hurdle of the Trogs, in Atlantic City, the threat to the city itself comes from outside. Atlantic City is bordered on one side by the ocean and on the other side by the dense forests of the New Jersey Pine Barrens, which in the aftermath of the Great War have retaken territory that used to be developed by people and have started to encroach on the city's borders.
Is that a gorilla?
So now we've heard about the factions, the quests, the expeditions that we've got coming to Atlantic City. Some of our players noticed a unique character, though, in our Season 13 rewards. We introduced a new camp ally named Joey Bello. Can we expect to see any ties or references to him in there?
Who the fuck is Joey Bello?
Joey definitely brought a little bit of that Jersey Boardwalk personality to Appalachia. His unique brand of humor definitely gave something special to the player. We might actually even see some signs of a past performance or two from him. But now you can only really see him to perform live in Appalachia.
Speaking of performances, we've heard him talk about his life in Atlantic City, and he's told us there's a pretty lively boardwalk and casino. So what kind of activities can we expect to take part in on the boardwalk?
Well, the Boardwalk is the home to the Showman, and they run all of their games and entertainments from there. So you'll actually get to participate in one of these in one of our first expeditions, when you will join as a competitor.
This looks like by far Bethesda's best DLC for Fallout 76. Will it disappoint though?
At a great prize. In addition, the players will be able to visit a casino run by the family. There will be casino games, which the player will be able to acquire and bring home from Atlantic City, and build in their camps and bring some of that casino flavor all the way back to Appalachia.
So I see we're taking notes from our Nuka World on Tour update, where you could earn the games in Nuka World on Tour through tickets by playing the mini games. Is that kind of the same vein that we'll see on the Boardwalk?
And some of those casino games will be earnable just from playing the expeditions, but there will also be tons of other rewards that you can earn for that season, which will be tied to Atlantic City, and kind of a new story there.
So this next question is for all three of you. Do you have a favorite character or location that you are excited for players to experience?
Baddies in this.
Josh has briefly mentioned that the Showmen are inviting players to come star in their game show. It's actually called The Most Sensational Game, which may sound a bit familiar to those who have read classic literature.
Showmans Pier.
But this game takes place on the Boardwalk in what is called Showmans Pier, and down to the depths of an underwater aquarium.
Whoa!
Which is a really gorgeous
Do I get to see some whales?
So I'm excited for players to experience that and to meet the members of the Showmen. They're a cast of eccentric and ambitious characters who will go to any lengths to achieve their unique vision. So that makes them quite unpredictable and sometimes scary.
Bethesda, when are you going to ask me to voice act the character, man?
What the hell? Characters in it, from my perspective. You're going to meet a deeply in over his head accountant for the family who's going to need your help really badly, and he's a lot of fun.
The thing that I really like from the Atlantic City update is particularly the Boardwalk and the vibe of it. Like, we've had so many kind of dark and dreary places, like in the great stories we told with the pit. But this is such a different take on what you can see in a Fallout world, and it's really fun to see all that alive in both the characters, the Showmen, and like in the spaces. Like the Boardwalk really does feel fun.
What was the most challenging aspect of development for Atlantic City? Do you have any fun stories to share with us?
So one of our challenges was listening to a lot of the feedback that we got from the pit expeditions and looking at
a lot of feedback.
How players were engaging with it compared to our other daily content options. And so going into Atlantic City, as we developed it, we realized we wanted to make some changes to the expedition format to bring it more in line in terms of the player's investment with other daily options such as events or the daily ops. So you saw some of these changes already when we removed the ultrasight battery charge costs to launch expeditions, but we're going even further with this release.
We wanted this to be a piece of repeatable content that's approachable and fun to do over and over again. So we wanted to make the action a bit snappier. I'm enjoying the new expedition experience, and I hope players do as well. If we did a good job, then it should be a pretty experience.
An overgrown
tank. Players do as well. If we did a good job, then it should be pretty much seamless.
Yeah, and I wanted to add that we not only is the investment just in the player's time, but like we wanted to make sure that they're super rewarded for it. And that's probably something we'll get to talk about more in the second dev dive.
Absolutely, we will go into all the different rewards that you can expect to earn in Atlantic City. We'll also talk about a new cryptid and the new encounter group. Before we get into that next Atlantic City dev dive, though, it's time for us to start wrapping things up. But I do have one very important last question for you. Great debate amongst the Fallout 76 community. We need your help on this.
Uh-oh.
Is cobbler a pie or not?
I will only accept it as
I don't know what the fuck that means, boys and girls. I'm not going to cap with you. I don't know what that means. Alright, boys and girls, so we've wrapped up with that. We've seen what Bethesda has to offer and what they're talking about. Stay tuned for a new video where I kind of summarize what they say in that. So again, if you... I'm guessing, well, this doesn't really make sense because you obviously have watched to this point, but let's just say you didn't watch to this point. It'll be like a short summary type video. Again, half the people probably aren't going to watch to this point, so it'll be a short summary video of everything we just learnt in that dev dive by Bethesda. So definitely stay tuned for that if you guys would like to relive some of it and all that type of stuff. Please don't forget to make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.